Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a little bit of a look at the first official reveals from Black Bolt and White Flare. There are some promos that have been shown off. We'll have a look at them in a moment as we go, but for the time being, we have the first cards that have been officially revealed, and I don't know about you, but I am a little bit hyped about this. And what we've got is Shellmet and Carablast. Also, they've gone and shown us a really nice look at both of the artworks side by side here, or top and bottom, I suppose, and that makes me very, very happy indeed. So what we got is Shellmet and Carablast, and they've got something in common. Firstly, a kind of pointless attack, single energy 10, and I know we can't see the attack on the Shellmet, but, you know, the card is out in Japanese. I can show you the Japanese Shellmet. It's single energy 10. But they've also got a really, really nice ability here. They've both got the same ability, and the ability is Stimulated Evolution. If you have a Shellmet in play, you can evolve Carablast during your first turn or the turn that you play it. And if you've got a Carablast in play, you can evolve your Shellmet on your first turn or the turn that you play it. And that's not actually that difficult to pull off, because remember, Buddy Poffin is a thing. So all you need to do here is play Buddy Poffin. That'll get you your two basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less, which will be Shellmet or Carablast. And then from there, you can evolve up straight away. And we've seen abilities like this in the past. We know that these can actually be very, very nice abilities. We know that they can help Pokemon to excel. But there is obviously a gigantic, glaring, booming caveat here. And the caveat is, if you've got a good enough attack. If you've got a good enough attack, this is going to be phenomenal. If you don't have a good enough attack, this is going to be a waste of time. Now, it is a little bit sad that Pokemon only went and showed us the pre-evolutions and the fact that they're evolving. But don't worry, I'm going to give you guys a sneaky peek at the evolutions as well, because I feel like we need to talk about them in the context of the Shellmet and the Carablast here. By the way, in a minute, I'm also going to remind you of all the promos that have been revealed, because they are technically cards from the set. But these are the first proper reveals, the first time Pokemon have come out and been like, here's some cards from the set. And you know what? They're not promos, they're real cards. So I think it's worth having a good chat about them. And one of these at least looks very, very good. Now, if we have a look at the Accelgor here, the Accelgor I'm a little bit less excited about, I'm going to be honest with you. What we got from Accelgor is single energy. Now, the single energy is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge, because it means that you can evolve up turn one and immediately attack. If it was a 2 energy attack, then we'd have to be evolving up and finding some energy acceleration. So the whole you can evolve turn one would be kind of pointless, because you'd be able to evolve. And you'd get the extra HP, don't get me wrong. The extra HP is nice. But then you'd just be kind of sitting there and chilling and not be able to attack. That would be a little bit rubbish. But what we've got is single energy, 50 damage, flip a coin. If heads, then you get to discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Well, you can't attack turn one if you go first. So let's assume you're going second. Your opponent has a turn, plays an energy. You evolve up, attach an energy, do 50 damage, flip a heads, get rid of their energy. It's fine. But the biggest issue here is we really need to be doing like 70 damage. Because that's what most evolving Pokemon and support Pokemon have. It's why Buddy Poffin is so good. You go and search out 2 of your basics that are evolving or supporting. Well, here you do 50 damage. And sure, if you're hitting for weakness, it'll be great. You're not going to be hitting for weakness often enough. And frankly, we're going to look at this and just be a little bit disappointed. Doesn't mean it's not going to work. Doesn't mean you're not going to be able to get some decent KOs here. But it does mean that it's not going to be as good as we might like. Sorry. But that doesn't really matter because we've got Escavalier here. And this is good. Single energy 90. There we go. Now, it does do 30 to yourself. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Like, it would be nice if it didn't do 30 to yourself, but I'm not really terribly worried about it here. This is early game aggression. It's as simple as that. Stage 1, but you can evolve straight away. Single energy, 90 damage. That is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds very, very good to me. Because I just said you really want to be hitting 70. Well, hit your miles over. You're hitting 90. That means that you will, turn 1 going second, be able to KO your opponent's evolving Pokemon before they've had a chance to evolve. You're going to be able to KO support Pokemon immediately. And again, if you are hitting for weakness here, you're going to be able to do a bunch of damage, 180 if you're hitting for weakness. Annoyingly, you will be 10 HP away from KOing Lily's Clefairy, but a card we're going to see a lot of play coming up with his Brave Banger, which does an extra 30 to EXs when it's attached to a Pokemon that does not have a rule box. So I think we're going to be okay, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to be okay. So there's even a possibility of going getting a Lily's Clefairy turn 1 here going second and really jumping ahead in the prize race. Really annoying that you have to have that extra damage. Otherwise, it'd be so much more fun. But never mind, eh? Never mind. I really, really like Escavalier here. I think it's brilliant. I think it's annoying you got to have both the basics down to get the evolution. But this is just aggression that is going to wreck some decks before they've even got rolling. And I'm not loving that these have been revealed without the evolutions. But having these as the first reveals from the new set, having a nice little pair with the paired artwork and all of that, makes me very happy. But for completeness sake, these are the first proper reveals from the set, but we've seen some promos as well, so let's just have a quick reminder of which ones of those we've seen. So over in the Elite Trainer box, we got the Thunderus and Tornadus. Thunderus is in Black Bolt, Tornadus is in White Flare. Thunderus, you can search your deck for a basic lightning energy and attach it, and then free energy 110. This will be a monster in pre-releases, or it would if there were pre-releases, but it's a special set, so it won't be. We've then got Tornadus, single energy, attach an energy from your hand, free energy 100, move a basic from this Pokemon to one of your bench. Again, this would be a beast in pre-releases, if this set had pre-releases, which it doesn't. So, never mind, eh? That's about the best they were ever going to be. Now, we are having the Victini in the Illustration Collection. That is an extremely cool card. 4 bench Pokemon, or you do nothing, but 2 energy 120. I'm just telling you, 2 energy 120 on a basic Pokemon, not too shabby. Especially when you're hitting for weakness or going against single prizes. Keep an eye out for this one. This one could be a little bit spicy. And then we got the 2 from the Tech Sticker Collection, which we only had revealed very recently. But we got ourselves Gothitelle and Reuniclus. The Reuniclus is kind of fun. For a single energy, you get to evolve each of your bench Pokemon. And as I told you previously, go ahead and combine this with Grand Tree. And then essentially what you've got here is, Grand Tree evolves up into your Stage 2 Reuniclus, and then Reuniclus lets you evolve up into everything else. And then you've got 40 damage base, 40 for each evolution Pokemon you've got in play, and that does include Reuniclus, so potentially 280 for a single energy. But even that pales in comparison to Gothitelle, that's got an ability where if it's active, you make your opponent shuffle draw free. And then you can either attack with this or use other ways to keep your opponent's hand size down and just wreck their setup. It's very nice. We like it very, very much. So there we go. First reveals from the set are in. They are your Shellmet and your Carablast. One from White Flare, one from Black Bolt. As a side note, we can now confirm that it will be WHT which is going to be your white flare set symbol, and BLK, which will be your black bolt symbol. And that they both have 86 cards in the set, which is what we expected, but it's nice to have that confirmation. So there we go. They're the first reveals. Now I'm going to sit here and wait for more to be revealed, and while I do that, I'm going to make the usual plea, so make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Evan Parker, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and seems to be a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.